begin recording so that everybody can have this later on. All right, so I just have a few announcements that I have to go through, a couple things. Of course, today is not Wednesday. I should change the date, obviously. Today is Monday, September 28th. So this week, we are going to be working on Monday and Wednesday. We're going to finish out September, and then we're going to focus on making sure we get what we need to get done for this week done. I'm going to go over the assignments that you have to do. If you don't make it to the live class, remember that there are certain things you must do by 7 p.m. each school day in order to get your attendance. So I'll make sure I go over that again. But first and foremost, let's do the announcements from Ms. Koya for the week. So if you have a question about your schedule, about classes, your CASAS testing, or any help with technology, you should call 202-289-6623 and put in extension 128 so you can leave your name and phone number and your reason for calling, and someone will return that call within 24 hours. If you need a tutor, make sure you tell me, and I will pass on the information to our volunteer coordinator pool. So I just need your name and what subject you want tutoring in, and then I can pass that on. Always remember to check your AOH emails regularly. Your AOH email is how we communicate with our students most often. So make sure you are checking your AOH email, because that's the way that we're going to get in contact with you. Okay. And remember that this week is going to be the last week that I send out an email with your with the link, because the link is always going to be available in the class on the class page. So make sure you're using the class page to find your link. I'll remind you and show you where that link is. But I'm not sending out the email after this week because the class should now be static. There should be no more new students after this week. We're going to get a few new students this week, and then that's it. So after this week, no more emails. You guys know class at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to show you where to find the link. It's always going to be the same link, so use that link, okay? All right, and so now we have some congratulations are in order for folks, because the town hall winners, there were 5 town hall winners for the $25 Visa gift card, which will be mailed to you. So congratulations go out to Marvin, because he was one of the winners for the town hall. And none of the other winners are in this class, so congratulations to Marvin. There's also winners for trivia, and they will also be getting a $25 gift card, and none of the winners for the trivia were in this class either. But congratulations to Marvin for getting the $25 gift card. Congratulations also go out to Jerry Campbell, Tashelle Perry, Shamari Edwards, Amber Gross-Gray, John Saunders, and Stacy Burrell. Those were all of the winners. Okay, so that is first and foremost. Let's go back to this slide here. All right, so we had a little problem here at the bottom. It says a certain reality TV show lost a total of 9,000 viewers over the past 3 months. It lost the same number of viewers each month. So what equation would you write to describe this situation? What would you write to describe that situation? What would you do? All right, so I see in the chat, Marvin, I want you to do that math for me. Do that math on a piece of paper for me and tell me how that works out.
Okay, this is okay. See, the way the way how I knew found out that you have to put that simple. If they say 9,000 viewers, but that will pass over in 3 months. Pass over 3 months, right? So
okay. But if you do 9,000 minus 3, how many are you going to have left?
9,000. All right, 9,000 minus 3. You basically gonna have hold on. I'm just gonna get to it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get to it. Is that, and you know something? You know somehow that hard is trying to get that out. Of course. But anyway, all right. Okay. So now, so you say it like that. Okay.
I'm just saying what you said. You said 9,000 minus 3. I don't think we can use a minus here. If we subtract 3, what are we going to get?
Okay, so basically, subtract it. You go to bed and we give you like 800. Yeah, give you 8. Hold on, that'll give you 800. Give you 807. 8,007. So
yeah, so that's not it,
but
right?
I shouldn't just say. I shouldn't just say divide. I shouldn't just say the divided part, but then.
Okay, right. So we need to divide, right? Right. We need to be dividing. So if they lost a total of 9,000 viewers over the past 3 months, that equation is going to be an equation that we're going to use division with, right? We're going to have to be dividing on this equation. So give me a second here. Let me switch this up first and foremost. Okay. All right. So we have 9,000. We lost 9,000. So how do we represent a loss of 9,000? What is that going to look like? It's going to look like negative 9,000. Very good. So we need negative 9,000 to start off. Okay, and so negative 9,000, and then we're going to have to do a division problem. What are we going to divide the negative 9,000 by?
By we're going to divide it. Basically, we'll just divided that by 3, by a positive 3. You know?
Perfect. So we're going to do negative 9,000 divided by 3. Okay, and that's going to give us what?
Negative 3,000.
Perfect, negative 3,000. That's how we get our negative 3,000, okay? So we have to divide. So negative 9,000, because we have a loss, right? Lost a total of 9,000, so that's how we know it's negative 9,000. And it says over the past 3 months. And if it lost the same amount each month, it's just going to be an even division. So we're just going to divide it by 3, and we're going to get negative 3,000 as our answer. So they got negative 3,000 viewers per month is how much they lost. Per month. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at today, you all, is how we multiply and divide our integers, right? So we're going to be looking at negative numbers and seeing how we divide and multiply negative and positive numbers together, or positive and positive, negative and negative, and see how that works. Okay, so we're going to go over those rules today and see how that works. So I'm going to share my other screen with you because I want to make sure that we get into our Schoology. Let me check the chat real quick. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to do a new share because I want you to share my Schoology page with you. Okay. So you guys should be in your Math Skills 4 class, right? And then you want to make sure you go down to week 3, which has today's date through Wednesday on it. And what I want you guys to do is go ahead into the discussion question, right? And see if you can answer these discussion questions in the post. So go to the discussion question post and write a comment. So there are 4 questions. When multiplying 2 things with the same signs, the answer is. When multiplying 2 things with different signs, the answer is. When dividing 2 things with the same signs, the answer is. And when dividing 2 things with different signs, the answer is. And so your answer choices are positive or negative, right? Those are your answer choices. The word positive or negative are what goes into those blanks. So you tell me for 1, 2, 3, and 4, is the answer positive or negative for each one? And there will be a different answer for each one. So they're not all positive, they're not all negative. So go ahead and try to answer that discussion question. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to do that, and then we will get into our notes. All right, y'all. So make sure you guys are going ahead and trying to answer these. It's okay if you don't know the answer. I just still need you guys to go ahead and try to attempt this discussion question. So tell me, when multiplying two things with the same signs, the answer is what? Is it positive? Is it negative? Whatever your guess is, it's fine. You don't have to do research on this. Just go ahead and try to answer this discussion post. All right. Perfect. All right, so I see some of you have already gotten in there and done that. Great. All right, so just make sure you guys are still working in week 3 and that you have your multiplying and dividing integers notes open. Now we're going to go over these notes, so make sure you have your multiplying and dividing integers notes, okay? All right, you can open them with Kami because they are a PDF, and that will make it easier for you to view and edit them. All right, so make sure you have that open. I'm going to go over really quickly the answers to the discussion question. All right, so we're going to go over this today, but when multiplying two things with the same signs, the answer is always positive. When multiplying two things with different signs, the answer is always negative. When dividing two things with the same sign, the answer is always positive. And when dividing two things with different signs, the answer is always negative. Okay, and we'll go over why that is and how that works today in our notes. But I did want to go ahead and give you guys those answers. So it's positive, negative, positive, negative. All right. I think everybody pretty much said that. Good work. Okay, great. All right, so here's our notes page. Our notes page is quite short today, just like it was last week, just a couple pages to get you guys just all the information you need. With multiplying and dividing of integers, it's so much more straightforward than the adding and subtracting of integers. These negative numbers have rules that make sense. They don't change in different situations, and they are as simple as I just described them, right? If you are multiplying something that has the same sign, the answer is going to be positive, right? Because two positive numbers are going to make a positive number. No problems there, right? Two negative numbers, when they are multiplied together, the negatives cancel out and it becomes a positive, all right? So this is the only situation, right? When we're multiplying and dividing, these are the only situations where two negatives make a positive, all right? Okay, so remember your grandma, your mom, and other people telling you that two wrongs don't make a right? Well, this is when you can tell them that two negatives do in fact make a positive. So you do have a counter argument for them, right, with this situation here. Two negatives always make a positive when multiplying and when dividing. But two negatives don't always make a positive when we're adding and subtracting. So I think that's where people get confused, is because they've heard this rule before and they want to apply it to everything. But it only applies to multiplying and dividing. That's the only time that two negatives make a positive, right? That's your first rule up here. Okay. Whenever we have different signs, if the integers have different signs, then the product will always be negative, because when you have a negative and a positive in any situation, in multiplication or division, you don't have another negative to cancel it out. And so whenever you have a negative being multiplied to a positive, you will always have a negative response. Same thing in the reverse, right? A positive to a negative, you will always have a negative response, because the negative does not have another negative to balance it out or to cancel it, okay? So those are the rules, right? And the rules for multiplying are the same for division, and we'll go over those rules in a second. But let's do just a couple examples to make sure we're all on the same page about this, all right? So with our multiplication, of course, we're going to be working on our multiplication skills as well. We're going to see how many of y'all can multiply well. Nobody should be using calculators, right? We're all trying to use our brains here today. So what is 14 times 2?
28.
Good.
Yeah,
28. All right. Right, we have two positives, so of course we're going to have a positive answer. All right, what about negative 10 times negative 4?
40.
All right, good. So we have two negatives, we're going to get a positive. All right, what about negative 13 times negative 13? Everybody got quiet.
169.
169.
Very good. Don't worry, I noticed how all y'all got quiet.
Yeah,
though.
that's a
All
3.
y'all got really quiet. I was like, I don't remember that one, Mr. G. All right, so this is 169. Very good. All right, what is 12 times 21?
252.
52.
Okay, very good. All right, so again, whenever we have the same sign in our factors, our product is going to be positive. All right, so remember, your factors are the numbers that you're multiplying together, and your product is the result of a multiplication problem. I'm just going to put that down here just in case people need to remember that. A factor is one or any of the numbers in a multiplication problem. Okay, and a product, again, is the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay. All right. So those are your first set of problems. Again, if you are multiplying the same sign together, you always get a positive response. Okay. All right. Let's look at the second set. Okay. All right, so here we have negative 13 times a positive 14. What are we gonna get?
Negative 182.
Yep.
And why is it negative?
Because
Negative. Oh, sorry, Marvin.
I'm not trying to interrupt it, but when I say look at C13, that's like a negative number. But
Right. So we have only one negative number, right? So whenever we have only one negative number as a factor, our product must be negative. Okay, good. All right, what about 18 times negative 10?
Fine, negative 180.
Perfect, negative 180, right? Whenever we're multiplying by 10, right, we're just adding a 0, okay? And in this case, you have to add a 0, but also make it negative because of the negative sign, right? But whenever we multiply by 10, we just add a 0, okay? Or move the decimal over to the right if it's a decimal number. All right, negative 7 times 22.
Mr. G, is that a negative 154?
Perfect, negative 154, okay. And finally, 100 times negative 10.
Negative 1,000.
Very good, negative 1,000. All right, so if only one of your factors is negative, right, then your product must be negative. All right, if only one of your factors are negative, your product must be negative. All right, good work, y'all. We are going to look at the rules for dividing. Again, we're going to be very straightforward, just like the multiplication. All right, so your rules for dividing, your first rule is going to be the same again, right? That if they are the same sign, your result is going to be positive, right? If your integers have the same signs, right, then your quotient, which is the answer to a division problem, your quotient will be positive, all right? So if I'm dividing a positive number by a positive number, my answer will be positive. If I'm dividing a negative number by a negative number, my answer will also be positive. Okay, moving up. The second rule says that if the integers have different signs, just like with multiplication, if I have different signs, my answer is going to be negative. So it doesn't matter if I am dividing a negative or dividing by a negative, my answer will still be negative if there's only one negative number. So a negative divided by a positive is a negative. A positive divided by a negative is also a negative. So we're going to work with the first set of rules, right? Where the divisor and the dividend, right? The number being divided is the dividend. So that first number is your dividend. The second number is your divisor. I'm going to write those words down in case we need to know them, right? Your dividend is the number that's being divided, and your divisor is the number that is doing the dividing, right? It's doing the dividing. The dividend being divided. Right, and your quotient, of course, is your answer. All right, so we are dealing with dividends and divisors that have the same sign. So that means all of these answers should be positive. So what is 234 divided by 2?
117.
Perfect. Okay, all right. What is negative 1,000 divided by negative 4?
250.
250. All right. So this one actually should be a pretty easy one to figure out, because if you can do 4 into 100, which is 25, then 4 into 1,000 should be the same thing with just a 0 at the end. Okay. All right. And now the difficult one. Negative 196 divided by negative 14.
14.
Very good. Okay, it's going to go in one time here. We're going to get 56, and then 14 is going to go into 56 4 times.
So 14. Yeah.
14. And last but not least, what's negative 225 divided by negative 5?
45.
Okay. Again, we just do 5 into 225. 5 can't go into 2, but 5 can go into 22. It'll go in 4 times. That leaves me with 25. 5 goes into 25 5 times. That's how we get our 45. Very, very good. Questions, comments, concerns, or complaints? All right. All right, so now let's work with the second set of problems. We're gonna find the quotient, but this time we know that our answer needs to be negative because we are dealing with only one negative number. Either the divisor or the dividend is going to be negative. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, this first one is negative 432 divided by 9.
Negative 48.
48.
Did I hear negative 48? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, that was for me. You
Okay. You guys said it at the same time somehow. I don't know how that worked out. Okay, very good. So we have negative 48. All right. What about 2025 divided by negative 45?
Mr. G, I got a negative 45.
Okay, you got negative
yeah, I
45.
got negative 45.
Very good. That's exactly what you should get, right? Very good. So it's going to go in 4 times 202, right? Because we have 180 here. We have 225, and then it's going to go in 5 more times. All right, so it's negative 45. Very good. All right, and now negative 216 divided by 36.
Negative 6.
All right. Guys are speedy today. Okay, love it. All right, it's going to go in a total of 6 times. So the answer is going to be negative 6. 36 times 6 is 216. Very good. All right, and negative 1024 divided by negative 16.
Negative 64.
Very good. All right, so 16 is going to go in 6 times into 102. All right, because we're again going to get we're going to get 96. So I'm going to leave me with 6. Bring down my 4, and 16 goes into 64 4 times. Good work, y'all. After a week of adding and subtracting, it's so good to get back to multiplying and dividing. It's like, yes.
Like we're back at it again. So
Yes, so good. Food makes me feel good. All right, questions or concerns? Y'all are real quiet. It's okay. All right, it's all right. That means you guys got it. You're just absorbing, and I'm good with that. I'm okay with the absorption. Just let it all just sink in, like sponges. Just soak it all up. All right, let's see what else we got in here. All right, so we have one more set where we're going to mix it up. All right, so we have multiplication and division here. We don't have to worry about the order of operations in the first 2, but we will have to worry about it in the last one because there are parentheses, right? The first couple where they use parentheses just to let us know that the number is negative, so we don't have to be concerned with that. So we're just going to read it left to right. So in this first example, we're going to multiply those 2 numbers together and then divide by 8. So what is negative 12 times negative 140?
210.
It's going to be a little bit bigger than 210, right? Because it's 140 times 12. Right, so we know that it's going to be a pretty big number because there's
1,680.
Okay, good. All right, so we have 0, 8, 2. We have 280 at first, then we still have to do the 1. We still have to multiply the 1 through. Right? So now when we multiply that 1 through, we're going to get 1,400. Now we have to add it together. So what you multiplied with only the 2, you have to multiply the 1 as well. Okay, so then you get 1680. So now we have 1680 divided by 8.
It goes to an area that doesn't have a lot of people that look like us, and we would be like this, or we would go like this, or we would do some of the things
Can somebody mute themselves,
Yeah,
please?
so I think somebody is
I know what's going on.
on. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Let's see. Gotta get back to my page. All right. So I have to do 8. How many times does 8 go into 1680, right? That's where we are. So 8 goes into 16 twice.
2
8
times.
goes into 8 one time. And then 8 goes into 0 times. So our answer is 210. Oh, were you giving me the overall answer? Is that what you were giving me?
Yeah, it's my fault. I was moving too fast. My apologies.
No worries.
Yeah. Well. Hey, I think I that.
Mr. G, it's not a negative 210?
Nope,
Well-
nope, because when we multiply here, right, we have 2 negatives, so it becomes a positive,
Oh, okay.
right? So we have
Okay.
positive divided by another positive, it's going to be a positive 210. Good question,
Got
though.
you.
Yep. All right, everybody's good with letter A? Any other questions about A? All right, let's try B. We're going to first do the division. We're going to divide 128 by 4. So how many times can we divide 128 by 4? 4 goes into 12.
3 times.
3 times, and then 4 goes into 8.
2.
2 times. So now we have 32. And now we're going to multiply it times negative 14. So we have to do 32 times negative 14. Two times 4 is going to give me 8. 4 times 3, 12. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. Add it up. So I should have negative 448. If I did it right. Did I do it right? Does that look good?
Yes, you did.
Okay. You never know. I like to rush, so. All right, so in letter C, we have to follow our order of operations. So we need to start here in the brackets, and we have to do 20 divided by negative 10. What's 20 divided by negative 10?
2.
Almost.
Negative 2.
Negative 2?
Negative 2. There it is. So now we have negative 100 divided by negative 2. What's that?
50.
Perfect. So we need it was a positive 50. All right. All right, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the notes for this week. So what we're going to do after this is just go over what the work is that we have to do, and we're going to do one more activity. All right, but these are all the notes for the week because it's very straightforward. Are there questions or concerns? All right, let's look at the work then. Let's just take a look at this work that we got. So all I'm doing is going to your Schoology page to go over and show you guys what the work is for this week. So again, we're in week 3. All right, and you guys have the notes. Please, you have all the notes already filled out with me just now. We just did them. So go ahead and upload them, and that gives you all the credit by attending today, and by uploading your notes, you're getting full credit for today, right? If you're watching this video back, make sure you do the discussion question and upload your notes to get full credit for today. All right.
Wait, by the way, I did it, by the way.
Yes,
did,
yes,
so-
ma'am. I'm well aware because you're on here with me. Remember that this is also being recorded for people who may not have been able to attend class live, right? Okay.
Right.
So, so once you guys upload your notes, you guys are good for today. The ones who are on with me. We also have 2 more practices and an exit ticket for the rest of the week. If you know that you're not going to be able to attend the live class on Wednesday, please do make sure that by Wednesday at 7 p.m. you are finishing practice number 1. All right, and practice number 1 is a worksheet on multiplying and dividing integers. Okay, so it's pretty simple and straightforward, just like we were doing before. We're multiplying at the top and dividing at the bottom, and then we have a couple word problems. All right. So it's going to keep going through. It's 2 pages. It's 3 pages, excuse me. It's a lot of work, but I put in this work because I want us to get very comfortable with this, right? I think it's pretty straightforward as long as you're comfortable with your multiplication and division skills. Most of you seem to be right now. So go through it, work through it. It does take a while. And we are going to be working on some of this probably today. We might do some of it today. But if you're not going to be able to attend the live class on Wednesday when we finish this, because we're going to finish this in the live class on Wednesday, if you aren't able to attend, make sure you do it on your own and submit it for credit. All right, that's 1. Next, we have practice number 2, which needs to be submitted by 7 o'clock on Wednesday by everybody so that you can get credit for your afternoon time. And it is just some IXL links. So when we open it, excuse me, we're going to open it in Kami, of course. I should have done that to begin with. We're going to open it in Kami, and we're going to click on the links. There are only 2 of them, right? And we have 2 links here, and we should, yes, sorry, got to use my select button. We're going to click on these links. What? Why aren't my links working? Making me very upset, computer. All right, I'm going to work on this, but those links should work. And the links will take you to multiplying, dividing integers and mixed integer math. So just 2 IXL links as your practice number 2. Make sure you do those and submit them. And that's the second assignment for the week. And of course, the last one is just your exit ticket, right? Which you guys are very familiar with. Just do your exit ticket to make sure you get, just so I can know how you all are doing with the lessons. Those of you who are struggling with it, I'll assign additional work to, but you guys have been doing very well so far. So you guys are doing really excellent work. I really appreciate it. All right. Any questions about the work you guys have to do for this week? Notice that one of them is very long and one is very short. Brain working about it, but of course you guys have enough practices to work on anyway. So we're going to actually just go back and go over practice number 1. Okay, so I'm going to pull that back up and make sure everybody's able to get in. Delonte, are you able to get into Schoology? Have you been able to get into your Schoology page?
Yes, I got in there today, yes.
Okay, and so did you find the Math Skills 4 page?
I didn't look, I forgot it was a meeting, so I hurried up and just jumped in here.
Okay, no worries. So I'm going to show you just to make sure that you're able to, so once you're in Schoology, make sure you're in Schoology. I'm going to show you those steps really quickly to get into my class on Schoology. So you want to make sure you go to Courses and look for Math Skills 4. And it should have my name, Mr. Graciano, on there, Mr. G. And then you're just clicking that. So you're looking for that purple picture and you're going to click there. And we are working on our week 3 materials.
Oh, wow, y'all way past me.
All right. So that is where we are. We're on week 3, multiplying and dividing integers. So this is where you should focus. You should definitely focus only on the week 3 things. if and when you somehow, some way find that you have time, then you can go back and do the other things. But you should definitely start where you're beginning, which is today on week 3. Focus on
Okay.
week 3. And I tell you that now because depending on who your ELA teacher, who your reading teacher is, you are not going to have time to go back and do my previous work, right? Because you're going to have a lot of reading to catch up on. So you're not going to have time to go back to do any of my previous work. So make sure you focus on week 3. Because if you have Miss Latifa and you're starting in week 3, you have a lot of reading to do, and she is going to make you do it. So start with week 3. All right. In week 3, make sure you guys are looking at practice number 1. That's where we're going to next. Practice 1. We're going to make sure we have that document open, and we're going to work through that right now. Okay, we're just going to get that started. We're going to do a couple problems on that, and then we're going to call it a day.
Question, how do you get the negative and the positive?
So what's the question? How do you get the negative and the positive? What do you mean?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that question is. How do you get the negative and the positive?
Yeah, you know, the last one you were showing us on the maze,
Uh-huh.
11 and times 44 negative 4, but the answer was a negative 44, right?
Mm-hmm. So what's 11 times 4 normally?
44.
Right. So when you have one negative number, right, your answer is always going to be negative. When you have
Okay.
2 negative numbers, your answer will always be positive. So that's essentially the rule. Okay. All right. So let's work through practice A together. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this first row all together with all of you. And then I'm going to assign some of these other numbers to you guys individually. Okay. So number 1, everybody can see this, right? Number 1 is 6 times negative 1, which is what?
-6.
Negative 6.
Perfect. Nice, easy one to start off with. No issues, no problems, no concerns. I love it. -6. All right. What's negative 4 times 2?
-8.
-8. Wonderful. Negative 3 times negative 4?
12.
12.
Okay. And then negative 2 times 8?
-16.
Negative 16.
Beautiful. All right. Students are doing well. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to assign numbers now. So I'm going to go ahead and just go down the list according to who I can see first. So don't shout out your answer or anything. You can go ahead and work on it, but and let me assign all of them first. So Marvin, you're going to do 5, Ebony 6, Videra 7, Delante 8, Renee 9, Toya 10, Lucretia 11, and Patricia 12. And I know that Patricia, you're having audio issues, so you can write your answer in when we get to you. Okay, and so we're going to do those in order. Does everybody need their number again? Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to start with Marvin. Marvin, what is this first one?
And 5 times a negative 7, it'll be times a negative 7 be a negative 35. That's
Perfect, negative 35. All right, number 6, Ebony.
Negative 63.
Perfect. All right, number 7, Videra.
32.
Perfect. And number 8, Delante.
15.
15, perfect. Number 9, Renee.
25.
Perfect. All right, number 10. Okay, yep, let's see. Number 10 is, okay, great. Good. Perfect. Number 10 is negative 32. Thank you, Toya. All right, number 11. Lucretia.
42.
Good. And number 12, Patricia. All right, sorry, I gotta go to my chat. Negative 72. Good. All right. Okay, so the first 12 of practice A have been done for you. Your work is done already for you. Part of it's already done. I'm gonna leave 13 through 16 for you guys to do on your own because I know they're super hard, obviously, but no, you're fine. You guys will be okay. All right, so 13 to 16 you guys will do on your own. We're gonna move on to the division before we call it a day. All right, so let's look at this division. Again, we're gonna do the exact same thing. So we have, what's 12 divided by a -4?
-3.
-3.
Perfect. -15 divided by -3?
5.
5.
Good. -20 divided by 5?
-4.
-4.
Good. -27 divided by -9?
3.
3. All right. So now I'm going to assign them same way, but just in the reverse order. So we're going to start with Patricia. Patricia's going to do 21, Lucretia 22, Toya 23, Delante 24, Vadira 25, Ebony 26, Renee 27, Marvin 28. Did anybody not get a number? Everybody should have got a number. Yeah, everybody got a number. Okay. All right. So, Patricia, you're first with 21. -45 divided by -5 is
In the
9.
chat, Mr. G.
Yes, I see it. Yep, it's 9. Good. I always lose my pen. Okay, there it goes. All right, 22. I already forgot who 22 is, so you gotta tell me. Who's
Yeah,
20?
it's -2.
Okay, -2. Perfect. 23. Okay, 23 is in the chat. -6. All right. Good. 23 is -6. 24.
8.
8. Good. 25.
7.
7. 26.
9.
9. 27. 'Who was 27? Was that? I have to go back to my list. Was that Renee? Renee, were you 27?
My fault. I didn't unmute. Yes,
Oh.
27. -4.
Perfect. Good. And Marvin, 28.
-7.
-7. All right.
Go class.
Go class. Good work. Y'all did excellent work today. Part of your work is already done for practice 1. Again, you guys were here for the notes. Submit your notes to me so that you get that credit for the day. So I can put in attendance nice and early and everything looks beautiful. I will see everybody on Wednesday. Let's see, those of you who have requested tutors that I know of already, you guys, your tutors have come in. Renee, yours is here, Vadera, yours is here, so you guys will be getting contacts from them soon. If anybody else needs a tutor, make sure to let me know so I can request a tutor for you all.
I have a question, Mr. G. I didn't request a tutor.
You didn't? So you know what? Miss Dawn might have requested one for you on your behalf. So that's probably what it is, yeah.
Enough to do with writing. I don't have time for a tutor.
That's a conversation you might want to have with her. But yeah, I think for NEDP, you know, that's probably why, because that's why, you know, both of you have tutors already. So yeah, but just so
Okay.
you know. All right. Okay, y'all. Again, have a great day. You guys did a great job. Let me know if there's any questions, comments, or concerns. Give me about an hour or so. I know the recording for today's class will also be posted. And yeah, just good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, have a good day, and I'll see you all Wednesday at 9.
I have
Thank
one
you,
more
Mr.
question.
G.
Yep, go ahead.
I got a new schedule today, and it said that I have math from 1 to 2:30. Is that just a study time?
Right, that's just the study time. Yeah, so everybody has that on their schedule. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you. Everybody have a good one. See y'all
Have a good
Wednesday.
one.
Computer is all checked up.
Mr. G, how we submit these?
All right, let me show you. All right. Okay, so I can't show you from my class, right? Because I can't submit anything to my own class. I have to go to another teacher's class and just show you how it works. But when you go into an assignment, you are going to have on the right-hand side a submit assignment link. And so you can submit it there. That's one way, right? But the easiest way is where it says open assignment with Kami. Do you have that option that's coming up for you when you're on an assignment?
Oh, let me try to get in there. I don't even know how to do this computer thing. I still can go into everything while you on here?
So yeah, so if you're in my course, right? You're still in there in my course? On the
No, I just
weekly?
do on the video because I didn't know if I can go out of it.
So what you can do is, yeah, just click on the video and then click the escape button. And that'll bring it smaller. And what you can do is
Okay.
open up Chrome.
Okay, got you. All right. Go to Clever.
Yep, get into Clever.
Zoology. Courses. Courses. All right, man. Oh, that's somebody else's class. Got 2 math classes?
Yeah, so it's gonna my name's gonna appear twice. Make sure
Yeah.
you only click on the one that's on the purple one. That's where all your material is gonna be in just that purple one.
Okay.
Right?
Now,
All right, you're in there.
yes.
So now click on week 3. All right. And then click on the notes. Do you see it's like the 4th thing, the multiplying and dividing integers notes?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, do you have this little gray box that comes up that says open assignment with Kami? Do you see that?
No, I don't have that one.
Okay, you don't have that. Okay, so you might have to install Kami. So let me get that for you. All right. All right, so I'm gonna put a link in the chat. Go ahead and click on that link for me. Did it come up, the link?
Yes.
All right, so it should have a blue box and it should say add to Chrome. Go ahead and click
Yes,
there.
I did that.
Okay, good. All right. So is it installed? Did you have to click through anything else? Add it to your account.
Let's see if it's in there. I need to open. Well, it say installed. Where do I find it at?
Okay, so it's installed? Okay, perfect. If it's installed, then it should be installed. So go back to your Schoology tab, what tab you have Schoology open in.
Yeah, Schoology.
Okay, you're in there.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and refresh the page and see if you have that link now that says open with Kami.
Okay. Yes.
All right, great. So now click on it, open assignment with Kami. And what's gonna happen is gonna open in a new tab, right? But what's gonna happen now is that you should be able to now edit the PDF using text box or drawing or whatever you wanna do to edit it. But in the upper right-hand corner, and my video might be in the way, but just so you know, in the upper right-hand corner, if you look at my video, even you'll see it, that there is a little button that says turn in. So after you filled out each page and each assignment, right, using the text box, for instance, if I click text box, I can then enter my answers in, right? So this is 117. And then I can do whatever I need to do, right? I'll mark up my whole thing. And then once I'm done, I click turn in. And that's how you can turn it into me.
I want to go back in it. You said open it with that.
Yep.
And then it's coming up K-12 student.
Did it open up with Kami?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the multiple and divide integers.
Yeah.
And you say go where to turn it in?
The upper right-hand corner, there should be a little box that says turn in next to a disk.
Got you. I got you.
Okay, yeah, so after you finish filling it out, you can click turn in. And that's how you would do it for every assignment.
Okay. So I can write on this?
Yeah, so you go on the left, there should be the whole menu, right? If you click text box,
Hold on. Text box.
do you see text box? It's,
Yes.
all right, so click text box and then click anywhere in the document, and that's where you can write, wherever you create a text box.
Okay. Okay. So I just write my answers on there?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Save my notes. All right. Let's see. So I just focus on this third week.
Yep, exactly, yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Yeah, so just, contact me via email if you have any more problems with anything, and I'll be happy to help you out.
All right. Thanks.
All right, have a good one.
You too.